Hello everyone, this is Bazooka. Welcome to one of my videos and welcome to Random Ramblings. Finally, on the last video of the Love and War update weapon analysis, the base jumper. Of course, once again, hopefully everyone knows what this weapon does, and I use the term weapon lightly. The base jumper has the ability to let you press the jump key and it will deploy a parachute that will slow how fast you're falling, and then you can press jump again while you're still in the air if you have the parachute deployed to put it away so you can fall down, and you can do that as many times as you like. There's no cap on it, but it'll certainly be very interesting to look at if you do that. So, really, at first glance, there's not really a lot to talk about the base jumper because it's just like, whatever, you use it, you press jump, and then you slow down. Oh boy. But let's talk about its pros. Its pros, obviously, it allows you to stay in the air for a much longer amount of time than you would be able to, say, if you're using, like, you know, shotgun or buff banner, conqueror, whatever. It allows you to stay in the air, you can deploy it, and then you can, you know, rain down a giant barrage of missiles upon people, especially if you're using the airstrike. Anyway, so that's one of its biggest pros. Another interesting, I guess, kind of a pro, I guess? I don't know. If you're set on fire while you have the base jumper deployed, you won't fall down. I think it's part of because the mechanics behind it, to where when you take damage, depending on what kind of, like, which way the damage is going to push you, that's where you're going to be pushed. But since fire doesn't, you know, push you anywhere, it just kind of halts your momentum, or your downward momentum. So, I guess that's how that works. Another interesting thing is, it certainly helps with, market gardening people. So, I mean, I'll get into that a little bit later, obviously. But, yeah, that's about it. The downsides are kind of a big deal. You give up... okay, if you're gonna be, you know, rocket jumping everywhere and doing all these, like, crazy movement maneuvers and what have you, you're gonna have to give up gunboats. And, you're gonna have to give up gunboats, and, you know what, I never even bothered to say this, it's for both the soldier and the Demoman. Oh boy! And, so, as a soldier you have to give up gunboats, and as the Demoman you have to give up your grenade launcher. And both of those are very important things. I guess for the soldier, he, you know, loses more things because he has the buff banner, the conqueror, the shotgun, and, you know, all these other things. But Demoman also is pretty important because he loses his primary, which is grenade launcher, lock and load, loose cannon. Those are all pretty good weapons. So you're gonna, as a soldier, if you're using this, you're gonna give up a lot of mobility because you'll be taking full damage from your rockets unless you're using the Liberty launcher, and without the gunboats, you're just taking so much damage. You have to find health everywhere, and that can be a little bit of a deterrent to really use this thing, unless you're, you know, trying to use the Liberty launcher with it. And as the Demoman, you have to give up your primary, which is a very, I don't know, it's a good fallback weapon if you don't feel like using your stickies. But yeah, there is that. And since it's not really a weapon, you can't really use it in offensive situations like, oh man, I'm gonna pull out my backpack and smack you with it. No, you have to rely on your primary as a soldier, or your secondary as a Demoman, or melee for both. But, I mean, really, who uses the melee with this thing? Well, soldiers do. So, okay, before I get into the various weapons, how does this stack up against stock? Well, for a soldier, you're giving up your shotgun. A lot of soldiers already give up their shotguns for, like, the buff banner, the gunboats, the conqueror, the battalion's backup, man treads. The soldiers already give up a lot of their offensive capabilities with their secondary, so that's not too big of a deal. But for Demoman, it's a really big deal. The other kind of primaries that the Demoman has are boots, the boot items, Alibaba's Wee Booties, and the bootlegger, but with the update and the tide turner, there's not really much of a reason for people to be using the boot items for the Demoman unless they really want the 25 more health. So the Demoman's really giving up a good chunk of his offensive capabilities when he needs to switch off of his sticky launcher, so he can, you know, continue battling at the front of the lines instead of like, oh man, okay, I gotta reload all of my stickies to be efficient. It's just like, no, you can, you know, you can pull out your grenade launcher and start firing shots in case you really need damage right away. But with the base jumper, you have to be very careful about when you use your sticky launcher or whatever. So yeah, you have to be calculated when you use the base jumper with the Demoman. So let's go on to various weapon synergies, of course. Starting off with the soldier. I mean, this one's kind of a given. The market gardener. You know, what am I trying to say here? The shovel! There we go. The shovel that gives you full crits when you rocket jump. Of course it's going to be really good. If you ever saw Star's video on the base jumper, of course, it's just, he gets 2 medics, 1 rocket jump. Because base jumper is dumb. But really, it's a great synergy. Not only is the market gardener, you know, based on Operation Market Garden. It was a paratrooper kind of thing back in one of the wars or so. The base jumper, it goes well thematically and well because it lets you stay in the air longer, letting you precisely land that market gardener hit to get pretty much a free 195 damage on someone. So that's really good. I myself never used it because I am just in general really bad at market gardening people. So I had to pass up on that opportunity to try it out. However, I have seen a few people do this, and it's very annoying to deal with them because you could be like underneath a roof and they'll still be able to get you. It's dumb. So obviously primaries for the soldier, you're going to be using the airstrike, of course. It's very clearly both of these items are kind of meant for each other, so that way you could just stay in the air, bombard people to high hell, just to, you know, just to stay above them at all times, get the high ground above them. Another item that I think also works decently well is the Beggar's Bazooka. It doesn't have the accuracy that the airstrike has, but it has the full damage of normal rocket launchers, so you won't be, you know, you won't be stuck doing like a little bit of less damage because the splash radius is smaller or the damage is less. You'll be able to get the full splash damage, and you might be able to kill people a bit faster than the airstrike. I don't know. The plus side to having the airstrike compared to the beggars is because the airstrike can hold more shots. The beggars has to load 3 shots in it. But with the base jumper, you'll be able to do that. You just go jump, start loading, open your parachute, and then when you really feel like you could, you know, put it away and then shoot 3 rockets and then redeploy it before you land and, you know, kill yourself with fall damage. And as I said before, the Liberty Launcher, it reduces the explosion damage that you take from it, so you'll be able to rocket jump a little bit more than if you didn't use the Liberty Launcher. The only problem with the Liberty Launcher is it has a little bit less damage, the same thing as the airstrike. However, it doesn't have the decreased explosion radius, so that's still okay. Of course, there's the melee, as I already talked about, the Market Gardener. You could go for the half Zatoichi, because, again, the base jumper, it doesn't prevent any explosion damage to yourself, so you're going to be low on health. If you get that lucky half Zatoichi crit on someone, you'll be able to get all your life back, jump away, or jump up, and then airstrike them, all that good stuff. The disciplinary action, so if you really need to get out of there, you can You can, you know, hit someone, run away. And speaking of running away, escape plan, the equalizer, you know, a lot of the soldier's weapons are pretty good in terms of when he's in a pinch and he needs to do something real fast about it. He has a lot of melee weapons for that, like, yeah, so there is that. However, for the Demoman, there's not really too much. There's not a lot of weapon synergies with this. The base jumper was very, very clearly meant for the soldier. I'm guessing that they just gave it to the Demoman because, hey, why not? I mean, it'll be funny. However, one of the synergies is, of course, the sticky jumper. Did I even say the rock jumper was good for this? I'm just gonna go ahead and say that right now. Rock jumper is good with base jumper, okay? Okay. So the sticky jumper is obviously pretty good because you don't take any damage, and with the base jumper you'll be able to stop yourself from taking fall damage. So that's pretty good. Of course, you know, just a regular sticky launcher is good because since they reverted the damage ramp up, it's, you know, it's pretty good now. You can sticky jump up and then rain sticky bombs down on people, and then it's just like, oh geez, we can't do anything about it. So there is that. And with melees, again, half Zatoichi, not such a bad idea to get your full health back as a Demoman. Or, as I've seen some people do, they use the caber, the Ullapole caber, jump in, smack someone, parachute to stop themselves from taking fall damage, and then jumping out and going back to the resupply cabinet. So, I myself can't do that. I've tried it. I am really bad at rocket jumping or just explosive jumping in general, so I can't do these high skill caber killing, like caber picks or market gardener picks. I can't do that, but I have seen some people do that, and it's very, very awesome. So if you're one of those people who can do that, I congratulate you, because that is probably one of the few things that Demoman can really do with the base jumper. Yeah. You know what? I think I forgot to say a con to this. I am so I'm so accurate with my analysis videos, aren't I? Of course, a downside to the base jumper is if you use it and the other team has snipers, you're pretty much a sitting duck. No doubt about it. You're pretty much a sitting duck. You'll be easily shot out of the air, not to mention, since it's a high damage weapon, even if they get a full charge body shot on you, or even if they just get a quick scope headshot on you, you're going to be going in the opposite direction you want to go. Unless, of course, that is away from the snipers. But if you're trying to head towards the sniper, the base jumper deployed, and they get a quick scope headshot or a full charge body shot on you, you're just gonna, like, either stop all your forward momentum, or you're gonna be pushed back, because that's how the base jumper works. And yeah. So overall, it's not too bad of a backpack item. However, I feel like if you're gonna be using the base jumper, you really have to commit to it. Especially as a Demoman, you're gonna have to either be a Trollger or a Troll Demo for this to be, you know, really, really effective. And you have to be good at being those kind of things. So, that is my final video on the Love and War update. Hopefully, unless I go over the small little weapon changes, but I mean, whatever. A lot of the weapon changes aren't too big of a deal. So if you think I missed anything, hopefully I didn't. I caught myself at that last second to talk about your inability to really do anything against snipers. So if there's anything I missed, please leave a comment down below. Of course, as always, I am scatterbrained, so I probably have forgotten something important. But in any case, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I thank you guys so much for putting up with having to, you know, for me having to do all these random ramblings on this one update. oh, man, it took a lot longer to get all these done, but hopefully I'll get back to making leave loadouts and a little bit less specified random ramblings. So there is that. So once again, I thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys laters next time. Hopefully leave a loadout, if not a random rambling that isn't based on the Love and War update. Have a great day and a good night. Bye.